What do we do? What do we do? When I say justice for, you say dalay. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. When I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives. 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 Black lives, they matter here.
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 Muslim 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 lives, they matter here.
Black 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 lives, they matter here.
Muslim 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 lives, they matter here.
Dalay, say his name.
Dalay.
What's his name?
Dalay.
Say his name.
Dalay.
What's his name?
Dalay.
Scream his name.
Dalay.
Scream his name.
Dalay.
Say his name.
Dalay.
What's his name?
Dalay.
Say his name.
Dalay.
What's his name?
Dalay.
Say his name.
Dalay.
What's his name?
Dalay.
Say his name.
Dalay.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the law don't get it.
Shut it down.
All right, give a hand to Brandon. We're waiting to hear one of your poems, Brandon, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
I want to bring now our Deputy Director of CARE Minnesota, somebody many of you know, who's been on the front lines fighting for justice, Muhammad Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salam means peace. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim, and I think at some point, I think we gotta stop saying, you know, if cadaalad doesn't got it, shut it down. And we actually have to shut it down. Right? We have to actually have conversation about what does shutting it down actually mean, or what does actually shutting it down look like. Right? Because people tell you to comply. They tell you to stop screaming. They tell you to come and have a conversation. Sit at this table. Tell us what do you want. After all of those things, we're still standing right here. Right? We met with Governor Walz. We've had policies. We've had conversations. People were actually on the front lines doing everything that they can to prevent this from happening. And here we are again, it happening again, right? We have police officers telling us that they're gonna keep us safe over here. But one day, a couple of weeks ago, the same police officers telling us that back in the good old days, this used to be a sundown country and they'll just tell us to get out of town. And now they're over here talking about they're gonna keep us safe. Matter of fact, who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
But beyond keeping us safe, we have to talk about how could we actually shut it down so that we can have some true justice, right? And we don't want any different kind of justice. We want the same justice that Justine Damon got. We want the same justice that when a black officer kills a white woman and the justice that she got, we want that exact same justice. We don't want anything extra. We want that exact same justice. But the justice that we got, specifically from Dalay, is that his case was given to Backstrom by Mike Freeman, we're talking about the same Mike Freeman that did not want to bring any charges to George Floyd, saying that he died from a medical emergency and there wasn't enough charges, but now he's walking around parading talking about that he convicted Derek Chauvin. We're talking about that same Mike Freeman who assigned this case to Backstrom, who buried the case of Isaac Aiden, who took that case knowing that he was going to retire 2 months later, and said, you know what, I know how to bury Somali cases, I know how to bury police cases, bring them this way. We're talking about that Backstrom, who then, after retiring, we had Catherine Aquina, I don't know her name, was assigned to this case. And by the deposition, the legal memo that she sent out about why she could not bring any charging decisions, she literally cited the facts that we knew all the way down in December. Everything that she mentioned, we knew about it in December, we knew about it in January. So this whole time when she was investigating, what the hell was she investigating? What was she doing? What was her job? There was nothing new, nothing at all that was done regarding to the charging decisions. And this is why we are asking again for an independent prosecutory body for the state of Minnesota, because we cannot have cops prosecuting cops who are defending cops. That makes absolute no sense. We want some accountability, right? The family is also asking for transparency. They're saying Dalal did this, Dalal did that. Prove it. They're saying they have video cameras. Where's the video cameras? They're saying that there was a witness. Where's the witness? Right? Now, instead of holding on to these things, I feel like the public should have the ability to actually get information from people that are being paid by our tax dollars.
That's right.
Right? We are putting the paychecks in their pockets, but we can ask them for information, and they get to sit on it for months and months and months on end. We're talking about the same system that says that they have the ability to do this within 30 to 45 days. Dalal was murdered back in December, and we still don't have any answers, right? So the biggest thing for us is we need to continue to show up. We need to continue to demand for justice, because if we are not doing that for ourselves, ain't nobody else gonna do that for us. And eventually, if this is not working, we really have to have conversations about shutting it down.
Yes.
Because it's not working for us. I overheard earlier today that they might reopen and do another special session because of the drought and the farming and the farms there's fires that are happening and so on and so forth. What about a special session for Black lives?
Say that.
What about a special session for police accountability? But instead, what did they do? They give us a doxing bill, and a bill that actually makes it harder for people to actually fight against police officers that are killing them, that are trying to murder them, that are trying to abuse them. That's what we got. So, and the final thing that I want to say is that Governor Walz has the power to act, right? Governor Walz, instead of actually passing and pushing for real police accountability, he said, we're going to pass this 30 things, and we're going to actually have a meeting about actually talking about producing a special prosecutory body, and we're going to invite you guys, and we're going to do this, and so on and so forth. The special session ended months ago. Where is Walz? Where is Walz? So when the ballot box comes back, I want you all to remember this moment, and I actually want you to actually vote for people that look like you, that care about the issues that you care about, and at the end of the day, will not be cowards when it's time to actually demand for justice. Thank you all. And next, I'd like to go ahead and bring up Brandon, who's been out here since the day I've been out here, and way long before that, and we really appreciate this brother, so.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I think of the case of Dalal Eid, and I hear everyone's reaction to it, all it is excuses and justifications for him being murdered. And I just have to ask questions. If Dalal did what the police said he did, what could Dalal have done to not be killed that day? Because people say, well, he shot at them first, allegedly. But, okay, so what if he didn't shoot? What if he never shot the gun? He shouldn't have been killed, right? But But then you have to look at what happened to Philando Castile. He never shot a gun. He told the officer that he had the gun, which he was supposed to do. The officer panicked, killed Philando Castile. That officer faced no consequences. What if he had a fake gun? Look at Tamir Rice. He's playing in a park. Officer pulled up, gunned him down immediately, no questions asked, because he saw a black man who a woman described as being 20 years old, even though he was a 12-year-old little boy playing in the park with a toy gun. That was enough for him to not only be murdered, but that cop to face no charges. What if he didn't even have a gun? What if he pulled out his phone? Well, they killed Winston Smith while he was pulling out his phone trying to go live. All of these people who are so pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun, pro all of this stuff, but then they want to say, oh, well, you can't, illegally sell guns. If that was a gun sting, whatever. So you are for gun reform, gun policy, gun control. So you're not as pro-Second Amendment as you think. It's probably because it's black people dealing with guns, first of all. And second of all, if we want to talk about guns to protect yourself,